Hello, Reed Spring Middle School students. Monday and Tuesday during team time, you're going to be doing a little more learning with your laptops. Some things that you need to know and maybe some tips that will help you as you learn how to use your laptops and what we want you to do with them while you're in school. So first of all, let's start with a couple of reminders here. I have an image for you. Just because you can doesn't mean you should. That holds true with life, but it especially holds true with your laptops. Laptops in school can be very distracting, and we don't want that for you. We want you to be able to use the laptops as a learning tool. So please keep in the back of your mind that just because you can be distracted doesn't mean you should be. And like I said, that's true with anything. Another thing I think is a good thing to keep in mind is this: ask three before me. Help each other learn how to use the laptops. If there's a trick or a tip or something that you've learned to do on the laptop and your neighbor next to you doesn't know, then you need to be teaching them. And on the flip side of that, if you have a question and you're not sure about something, ask people in your class before you ask the teacher. A lot of times you as the students know a lot more about how to use the laptops and maybe some shortcuts and things that we don't know about. Believe me, you're going to be teaching us, the teachers, as much as we're going to be able to teach you as we implement the laptops in our classrooms more effectively. Now let's get on the serious side a little bit. I need to talk to you about Gaggle. Some of you have already received flagged messages from Gaggle stating that you have either said something or posted an image that's not appropriate. If you were in your Gaggle training sessions last week, some of your teachers may have mentioned to you that you get 3 strikes, you're out, basically, with Gaggle. I see what happens more often than not is students in the middle school and high school will get in trouble on Gaggle chat. And so my warning to you as a student is if you would like to keep this privilege, don't abuse it. And you need to tell your friends the same thing. Posting things that are inappropriate in Gaggle is always monitored. We pay for a monitoring system from Gaggle, but more importantly, you shouldn't be doing it. Just because you can doesn't mean you should. Your teachers are also going to be monitoring you as well, and that's some of the training that they're going to be learning today and on Tuesday to help kind of keep that under control. So the way that it works is this. In your inbox, you will get an email from Gaggle. The first warning is just that. It's a first warning sent to you and you only. The second warning is sent to you and Ms. Chavez and Mr. Kite. And then they'll have a conversation with you and look in to see what's going on in those first 2 warnings that you need to be aware of and how we can change direction in the right direction. On the third warning, there is an email, but then you lose all of your privileges. So you get an email, your administrators get an email, but then you lose all privileges in Gaggle. The only thing you'll be able to do is to email your educators. So off goes the Gaggle chat, off goes the social wall, no blogging, no discussion boards, and in fact, you can't even submit an assignment that your teacher wants you to turn in. So here's the first thing I would do. Don't do it. Don't get yourself in this kind of trouble. The sensitivity of what you can type into Gaggle is strong, and you need to be aware that although you may talk in certain circles of friends or at home or somewhere else off campus, we just don't use that language at school. So just be very, very careful about what you're saying and how you're saying it. Choose your words carefully. If you get a third notification and you're only able to email your teachers, then it's time for you, if you haven't already been contacted by Ms. Chavez or Mr. Kite, to see if you can go visit with them. So the first step is they will be able to call you into the office or you can go see them. They can then call Ms. Coyle, and Ms. Coyle can reinstate your privileges if that's what your administrators want her to do. So it can be done. But I'm telling you, don't test it. We've already had some instances last week, and we've only had our laptops a few days. So don't push the envelope, because it could be that we only restore a few things in your Gaggle, but we don't restore your privileges in Gaggle chat or anything like that. And a severe punishment might be that your laptop becomes a day use loaner and you don't get to take it home anymore. We don't want that to happen. We'd rather teach you than restrict you. So let's try to do the right thing at all times. Let's see the other images I have saved here because I've already forgotten. Oh, okay. So this is the one about the touchpad. I have to talk to you a little bit about when your laptop goes to sleep. So you've put your lid down, Close the laptop lid. It comes up. It's a black screen. First thing you can do is just gently rub your hand over the trackpad. I know this is sideways, but I think you get it. Rub your hand over that and see if it will bring your screen back up. If it doesn't come back up, then you need to go to your start button here. If it's green all the way around and it's pulsing, flashing off, flashing on, gently touch it once and see if that brings it up. If it really, really doesn't work, then hold that key down or hold that button down until your laptop shuts down completely, and then you'll have to restart it. We do not want that to happen because that interrupts teaching time and learning time and takes a whole lot of unnecessary time away from what you're supposed to be doing. We are trying to work on this problem. It shouldn't happen, and it probably doesn't happen to most of you, but it happens to some of you. So hopefully we'll get this problem resolved. So those are just a few issues that are going on. Now let's move on to the last thing I want to share with you for right now, and that is where to find some things on our web page. If you'll go to the Reed Spring Wolf home page, so you can access this on the home page, the middle school page, or the high school page. But let's just go to the Reed Spring home page, and I'll show you where this is. Scroll down all the way on the right, and you'll see the Wolves Den 1-to-1. That's us. That's the high school and the middle school Digital Education Network 1-to-1 laptop program. You have one down here for the younger grades. On here, it's mostly information that we want to share with other school districts, with your parents, but with you as well. And so there's a bunch of stuff on here that you might not ever look at, might not be interested in, but what you might be interested in is this link here called videos. So I'm going to click on it. And by the way, I don't want to make these instructional videos anymore. From now on, when we have things that we want to teach the kids, I want you guys to be making these videos, not me, okay? So we have a couple of videos on here, and I'm going to add this one as well. Remember on rollout week, you guys learned how to add a printer. Well, this is a video on how to add another printer. So if you need to add a printer, you can do that. There's something on here about enabling your touchpad. Some of you have had that experience before, so if you can't use your touchpad anymore, this will tell you how to do that. And a couple of them on here I think are specific to the high school, like this diagnostic screen fix. I haven't seen that at the middle school yet, so we probably don't have that problem. But just know that here is the place where all the tutorials for these little issues that we're having are going to be placed. And as I said, I want you guys to make these videos. So if you want to learn how to make these videos, stop in the library and ask Ms. Coyle, or stop me in the hallway and ask me. And I'd like you guys to be making this video, not me. So that's all I want to share with you today. You have some other things in your Gaggle email about what you're supposed to be doing on Monday, and then we're going to talk about what you're going to do on Tuesday. Have a good day, guys.